Shalom, family. Just coming with a little. I ain't even gonna say it's a message. Just me, just really talking. I wanted to speak my mind for a little bit, have some open dialogue, open discussion, share some stuff with you all. Recently on one of my flat Earth groups that I'm a part of, I made a post. Now this post was strategically um, written to draw people in, right? I've noticed that um, sometimes in order to get people's attention, you have to speak on certain triggers. You know, we see posts all the time, all over social media, and sometimes there's some things that we relate to. Sometimes it's things that we are, it's talking about a situation that we're going through or something that we know, or it might just piss us off and just draw us in. But one thing I've noticed is that posts that brings people's beliefs into question are ones that really draw a lot of attention. I have some Facebook posts on my own personal page that I've made that's gotten 500 plus comments just because it's drawn so many people in from all different types of perspectives and beliefs, and we're all having dialogue and discussion and debate. And so something that I've been thinking about for a while is in regards to flat earthers, right? So in order to be a flat earther, unless you just miraculously was born with the knowledge that the earth was flat and you just stuck with it, right? Majority of us, we was presented with the flat earth at one point of time, and we became flat earthers because we actually did our due diligence and research and looked it up and found out that flat earth is actually a true thing, right? And that we don't live on a spinning ball. But in order to do so, you got to do a lot of reading, right? You got to do a lot of reading. Got to look at scientific aspects. You have to look at common sense aspects, and then you have to look at your own senses. So many things go into debunking the spinning ball Earth. And so, what throws me off is when I see the huge community of flat earthers that are Christians, because I feel like the amount of research, due diligence, the mindset of I have to question everything, that I'm not going to just lean onto what I believe or lean on what I was told. All of those things come into play when it comes to being a flat earther. But at the same time, people who are flat earthers and are Christians, they really boggle my mind, because you have all of these qualities in order to seek out the truth in regards to the shape of the earth, but you're not utilizing those same qualities to seek out the truth about the Bible and about the Most High. We have so many flat earthers with so much potential that I look at a flat earther that's a Christian is halfway there. You've been able to see past the lies of NASA. How come you can't see past the lies of the Christian church? Now, so my post that I posted, and I posted it to like 4 different flat earth groups, and all of them got heat. So this one right here, this is on official flat earth and globe discussion, and this one got 357 comments already. I don't even know how much the other ones do, but I said, all my flat earthers who are Christians, I just really want to speak with you to open your eyes. I know you can wake up because you've seen past NASA's lies. So I know that if you keep digging, you will see past the see past that fake religion. And oh boy, did people come out and they was mad. They was butthurt, right? Now, my intention wasn't to insult. My intention was to draw people in. And believe it or not, there was about 3 individuals who read my post. And even though they went through their initial response or reaction, they did a little bit of thinking. They said, you know, man, is this man denouncing God? Is he denouncing Jesus? But a few of them, without running off at the mouth and commenting and speaking, you know, out of just sheer rage and defense of their belief, a few people pulled me to the side and asked me and say, hey, what exactly do you mean by your post? Or, hey, I'm intrigued. Tell me more, right? And those individuals, in the comments as well as private messaging, we went into what I was actually talking about, right? And believe it or not, some people are on their way to coming into the truth, right? And that is the point of the post. That is the point of what I was set here to do in regards to talking about flat earthers. Because if you are a flat earther, you've done reading, you've done experimentation, you've done observation, you've asked questions, you've read your Bible, okay? So if you can do that for flat earth, why don't you just do that to get into a true and personal relationship with your creator? I noticed, unfortunately, sometimes flat earth being confirmed, it what it does is it strengthens a Christian's belief ever more so. You know what I mean? They like, oh man, the earth is not a ball, it's flat earth. My belief in Christianity is that much more strong. And what I'll try to do is I'm trying to wake people up, because I've spent 27 years in Christianity. Okay, I spent 27 years in Christianity, and it took so much for me to have to wake up, so much for me to have to ask questions, to get me to independently do research and study the Bible for myself, not taking on the preconceived notions and biases that was instilled in me from pastors and, the society as a whole. And so I know it's hard, but I really have faith in the Most High that He's come to wake up His people. And I know that even though people are lost in the sauce, and that Christianity is one of the world's largest religions, that people can still come out of her, as the Bible instructs. Come out of her and be ye separate, right? But what I wanted to talk about is the reaction that one of the main reactions that I got. So the main reaction that I got was people thought that I was denouncing God. That was the main one. The other main reaction I got was people were thinking that I was denouncing the Messiah. And then lastly, the other main reaction. Now I got a lot of different reactions, but the last reaction was I was saying that, like, what's the word? I was saying that their perspective of religion didn't exist, because unfortunately, to a Christian, the Bible is a Christian book. All the history that is regarded in the Bible is a Christian based history, and it's not. And so I had to explain that when you're thinking about the Bible, when you're thinking about the Most High, when you're thinking about the Messiah, Christianity has nothing to do with that. And that ruffled some feathers as well. And so what I mean by that, for those watching this video and is wondering, the Bible is a Hebrew book, okay? The people in the Bible were not Christians. The people in the Bible were Hebrews. They were Israelites. They were Jews. True Jews, not the Ashkenazi fake Jewish people that live over in Israel now, or that dwell and deal in Judaism and Kabbalism that's here today. Okay, I'm talking about true Jews. So when you're looking at the history that's presented in the Bible, there is nowhere that can you find a Christian in the Old Testament at all. And in the entirety of the New Testament, you only see the word Christian 3 different times. So recently I did some research into Christianity itself, okay, in regards to Christ, in regards to Christian. Well, Christian was a term, and it's the Greek word Christianos, right? And if you read the scriptures, none of the believers in the Messiah at the time actually went by Christians. It says they were first called Christians at Antioch because that's what people called them, but that's not what they went by. They didn't call themselves Christians themselves. They didn't go by that. And then in my research, I found out that there was a pagan cult that worshiped this false god, this false deity named Serapis, and they also went by Christians. And it was during this time in which the early apostles was going around and it was spreading the gospel. Well, if you didn't like them, or if you tried to insult them, what better way than call them something, the name of another group that actually believed the absolute opposite of them. So Christian was a derogatory statement. It was a derogatory name or label given to the believers of the Messiah. If you look at the word Christ, okay, because a lot of people say that, being a Christian just means you're a follower of the Messiah, you're a follower of Christ. Christ is the Greek, well, it's the English translation or transliteration of the Greek word. I think it was Christos. I think it's Christos. And Christos just means anointed. And Christos, it's the Greek translation of Hamashiach in the Hebrew, which means anointed. And it's referring to the Messiah. So if you're looking at this and you're looking at all of these different things that I've just mentioned, an entire religion was created by Rome, no less, through the Roman Catholic Church. An entire religion was created based off of a, a translation from Hebrew to Greek, a transliteration from Greek to English, and a word that's only used in the entirety of Scripture 3 times, and the same name that another pagan cult who worships a false god, a false deity, goes by. So when you take all of that information into account, how can you, in today's time, with pride and 100% assurity, call yourself a Christian? Now, another thing that I ran into was that they stuck to their guns, which is cool. They said that um, the the some of them were aware of the Roman Catholic Church and their paganism and their attempt to change times and laws and different things like that. And so they were hardcore Christians, but they didn't mess with the Catholic Church. And I said, do you understand that Christianity was born from the Catholic Church? And they said, no, it's not. We're separate. We were doing things before the Catholic Church even came about. And I said, oh boy, okay, listen. If I have a son, right? My son may have qualities and characteristics, physical, mental, emotional, like myself, because he's a part of me. Doesn't mean he'll be the same exact person as me, or he'll believe the same things or have the same morals or values as me, but he'll have part of me in him. The same thing with the Catholic Church in modern day Christianity, because the Catholic Church is the father of Christianity. Christianity originated out of Rome through the Catholic Church. And as time passed on, different individuals who were members of the Catholic Church branched off and broke off from the Catholic Church and created their own denominations because they didn't agree with the doctrines of Catholicism. So you have a person break off and they want to be Lutheran. Another person break off, they want to be Baptist. Another person break off, they want to be non-denominational. And now in today's time, you have countless Christian denominations and churches. They might not have the same beliefs, same doctrines, same anything to do with the originator, which is the Roman Catholic Church, but they are still a part of the Roman Catholic Church in the sense of, like, I am a father to my son and he still has characteristics of me. And if you look at the Christian doctrine as a whole, although the Catholic Church has its own differences and different things like that, there are similarities with doctrines between the Catholic Church and these other Christian denominations. So I was trying to, elaborate on that and tell them, because ultimately I really want to wake up the Christian population. I really don't think that we should shun them away. I really feel like they are They have potential to come into the fold. Because if I could do it, and I was hardcore ministry leader, led Bible study, went to, I went to church for a while, but then when I started realizing the truth about going to church and stuff like that, but I went hard for the ministry. I spread the gospel. You know, ministered to people. Just all of that. My life was on track, straight towards that. Like that's what I went. I went hard for it, 100%. So to know that I can come out of that type of situation and serve the Most High in spirit and in truth, according to His word. Hey, cut it out. And so, if I can do it, I know that you guys can do it as well. So, with that said, like I said, I don't want this video to be too long, but look into the scriptures, read them for yourselves. Take off your lenses that you've been told, take off everything that you know. Read the Bible with fresh eyes as a child, as a baby, like you don't know anything about the Bible, and see what it says. See what it says, because you'd be surprised about the lies that you've been told. So with that being said, I hope you guys be safe, be good, and shalom.